Hello and welcome to A Gameplay for All Seasons. Today we're talking about Hogwarts Legacy and in particular about learning abilities and how that may work in the game. Now I split this into two sections. The first shorter section that I want to talk about is just the normal ways that I would expect a game like this to allow you to learn abilities. And then the second section is the 3 additional ways I would like this game to allow you to do it in order that it feels more complete. It feels more immersive and should be a better overall experience. So the 3 ways then that I would say are probably quite normal, quite standard, quite obvious ways that you would learn abilities in a game like this would firstly be through lessons. And by that I mean you might turn up to a lesson which is about learning the Reductor spell or learning Expelliarmus or learning about a particular potion. You complete the class and then you've learned that ability. That feels like in a game that's going to be set in a school, a very standard and sensible way that you would learn abilities, and I'd be amazed if they don't have that in there. In fact, I can't believe that they can't have that in there. I think they have to. The second way is we know there's going to be some sort of skill tree, which implies there is going to be levels, which is probably going to be experience based. So when you level up, you would imagine that you can pick abilities. Now I think that's probably what they're going to do. I think it will be slightly disappointing if you level up and you can learn a completely random ability, like you kill some monster somewhere in some dungeon that's below Hogwarts and then suddenly it's what abilities do you want to learn? Do you want to learn to tame beasts or a particular beast? And understand in most games that's the sort of thing they do, that you just experience up and then you learn a completely random thing because that's the only way that a game can really put it in. But because this is set in a school and you are going to lessons, there is so much opportunity to actually learn abilities in ways that make sense. And as I say, I've got 3 additional ways that fully make sense once you've gone through these 3. So the third way then is through missions. Again, it's a sort of standard RPG fare that you complete a certain type of mission. And something to do with that mission allows you to learn something. Maybe you're doing a mission and you have to learn some spell. You do that because you talk to someone, and then after that then you can use it. It's sort of standard fare, right? So those are the 3 ways that I expect to be in. Like I said, that middle one, I can't hope they don't have it, or if they do, the way you level up is you just might learn, become slightly better at that skill rather than learn something completely random. But the 3 additional ways then that I would like to see this game allow you to learn abilities, which I think, as I say, will be more immersive, is firstly, I think, and it slightly goes back to the first one that we mentioned, which is actually learning within lessons, but rather than just have a Reductor lesson, Expelliarmus lesson, etc. What I think would be good is actually it's dependent on how well you're doing. So for example, if you're top of class, if it's something that you are really, really interested in, you do all the lessons, you do really, really well, it's one of the things you like doing. Let's just take a random example, potions. Maybe the teacher will pull you aside and say, you seem to be doing really, really, really well. Do you want to have a special lesson? And that way you can learn sort of these special abilities. Maybe in that situation you learn a new potion that could be really, really useful, but you only get there if you really focus on that in class. I think that would be quite fun, and I think that would add a lot of meaning to the classes rather than just randomly learning something. Because that's what that lesson is about. I think that'd be good. And we like to think we can get loads of different sorts of classes you can go to. Potions, defences against the dark arts, herbology, divination. I'm really hoping for, and I think any of those that you decide you really want to really, really get into, I think it'd be good if you have these sort of special little bonuses if you're doing well in those. So I think that would be a really good way to feel immersive and give a lot of meaning to lessons as well. So the second way then, and this is something I think would be fun, I think a lot of people would like this, is that you can research. Now the obvious way to do this in a game that's set in Hogwarts is that you can go to the library, and we know we have the restricted section in the library, which is obviously where people like Hermione and Harry spend a lot of time learning things above and beyond. But I think it would be good if, yes, you have that section that you can learn particular powerful spells, but actually I think just the library, there's a lot of books in the library, they're all about magic. If you could just spend some time there, do some research, I think that would be really fun, and that way you can just again learn other spells that if you didn't take the time to do that, potentially you can learn, which I think would be really, really fun. So then the third additional way I think would be really good is through exploration. And I don't mean just in a mission. I mean literally if you just, it's going to be fun just to roam around Hogwarts. And again, to give that meaning, if you can find things, little secret areas where you can, maybe you find some scrap of paper somewhere that gives you a brand new potion that's really exciting. Maybe you find some runes somewhere that give you a new spell. I think that will be really good fun as well. I like to think that they would put all those 3 additional ways that I mentioned into the game as ways to learn abilities. In reality, if they put 2 of the 3, that would keep me happy. I'd be quite pleased with that. I just really believe that because the game is set in a learning environment, you have to be clever. You have to let you learn abilities in different ways to other big open world RPGs. If you like talking about Hogwarts Legacy, then hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.